Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we will talk about Artstation challenge, which is coming very close. So I decided to do my own concept and I participated in concept phase, but my main goal during this Artstation challenge, it will be production phase. So today, like at day zero, I want to discuss with you what I'm planning to do, what I have been thinking, and how I'm planning to approach it. So I will be very interested to hear your opinion, and I'm planning to show all the process about this environment. So next 2 months will be super intense, and let's take a look on the concept which I have done. First thing from which I started, it was a small, very easy sketching of the thumbnails, and I was getting like what I wanted to do. So my idea was to do Islamic architecture with dragons, crystals, glowing, and that was my idea. Also, I know that I will be super short on time, so I cannot afford doing too complex geometry. So I started doing very easy thumbnailing of my ideas. Like it will be a palace, it will be a tower. I assembled some references and started doing some very simple sketching for myself. After that, I started to do very simple 3D modeling using Paragon assets, using some kit bashing, and I wanted to form an idea of what I want to do. And my idea started that I will be doing this palace with this kind of Islamic architecture. You see, like very easy photo bashing, and then I started like iterating on this process. So I tried by using 3D photo bashing, overpainting. I was trying to do something interesting based on that. So I was iterating on different elements of the architecture, experimenting with different elements, like sometimes just simple overpainting. And in one moment, I understood that idea not going too far away and it's not deep enough. And I understood that if I will start with something like that in production, I will not be ready because this is not looking good enough. Even you see I had some iteration, and I understood like this is not good because when we're talking about challenge, amount of time which you will have on challenge are super limited. And I think this will be my main advice for anyone who will decide to take a participation, like do something manageable. Because if you will do something crazy from amount of work, you will not finish it in time, and this can be very frustrating for you. So when I was doing even this concept for myself, I was trying to work very manageable. Okay, this is a lot of water, this is a lot of rocks. So I was trying to do something manageable. And you see, this is some of the initial sketching which I have been doing. Like they're super rough, super easy, nothing complicated. Some of these ideas looking nice, some of them not nice. But I think you get the idea of what I wanted to do. This was my reference for architecture, and this is another overpainting which I had during my process. So after 3 weeks of 2D part, I understood, okay, idea is not good enough, so I need to scale it down because I will not have time to do something like that. So I decided, okay, I like the idea. Let's go to and do cave because cave or something like interior part with organic shapes much easier to do. It's much more manageable on time, but I really like my idea with Islamic architecture. I really like these glowing crystals, water, and I decided, okay, let's do some photo bashing. And I went with this one. And I think this one looking much more interesting, what I will be doing for Artstation Challenge. And I want to talk about it, how I done this image. This is very simple image with using of Midjourney and DALL-E. Mostly Midjourney, DALL-E only work for some elements, and also classical photo bashing. So I assembled a lot of, so long story short, this is just composition and design, which I want to do. And I think it's looking very cool how I done it. And I will show you a couple of layers how I done it. and some of my ideas which I have been changing. So this is classical photo bashing, and overall, in my opinion, like pipeline with something like that, it's more familiar to photo bashing pipeline. And if you are not familiar, this can be pretty tricky for you. My first iteration in DALL-E was, let's imagine magic cave with dramatic lighting, golden dragon egg on the altar with Islamic architecture, white shot, and cinematic art. And it went with some very, very cool ideas, which I decided, okay, I can push it. And in the end, I generated a couple of very nice images, which I decided to use as a piece of art in my photo bashing. So how usually it works. So let's imagine we want to do a road here. So this is the image which I generated in Midjourney, and if I will wanna use it here, like right now, it will not fit with lighting and everything, but it has very cool ideas, very cool shapes. I really like rock surface here, so let's imagine I wanna do it here. And if you're I think Midjourney can be very, very good assist for environment artists because it's giving you some moments which usually our concept artists are helping you with, and it's spending his time on not very efficient. So let's imagine I wanna change some of my image in my sketch here. So let me place it here. What I will do first, I'm completely removing saturation of the image. Sometimes I used it with a clipping layer, sometimes I'm using it this way. Why I'm removing saturation completely? Because fitting the image will be super hard in color version. Black and white, much easier to do as a concept for myself, because I will spend much less time to fixing the light issues with Midjourney, which are a lot. But as a black and white image, it's working very nice. And then let's try to use this. Maybe I see already that I can very nicely use middle part, side part, and right part of the image, and also maybe this part on the background. So what I will do, I will place it here. I, of course, scaling it very much because I do not care about texel density and density of the image overall. So I'm placing it. Let's do a copy, scale it down. Also, you will have issues with perspective, of course, and you need to be ready to fix it with warping or anything like that. Then I'm doing mask, and let's use this piece here. Also, you see some of my layers done like properly, because it's easier to blend images this way when you have like very visible foreground, background, middle ground. So that's why I'm working this way. Let me use this brush. And if you have been doing photo bashing for yourself, it's very familiar process. It's not really different from what you are doing with photo bashing. So you see I'm blending this part here, and I already see, okay, it's looking nice. There are a couple of issues which you will want to fix. Mostly they are fixed with curves. You want to reduce contrastness of the image because it will be not very readable. So what we can do with levels, I'm doing something like that, and then I can do it a little bit brighter. So the idea behind that first image is much more contrasty and in blackness, when this one less contrasty and a little bit far away with a little bit more haze, and because of that, it will be more readable. And if you want to increase this effect, you can do something. You can do something like that. Of course, it's too much, so I'll reduce intensity. I will increase brightness because I'm feeling so. We are overlaying like this is a little bit from this part, and we have this effect, this piece here. So let's imagine that we want to have on the background, let me turn on this God ray. Let's imagine I really like this piece here. So what I can do, I can place it here. I really started using a lot of object selection in Photoshop. Sadly, sometimes it's unstable, but overall I very really like it because I think this like looking very, very cool. So I'm feeling like, yeah, this can fit here. So I'm placing it this way. And already, like you see, it's already working pretty nice. And again, I'm using mask. And I decided, okay, I want to have it. I want to have it here. So let's have it partly back. Of course, this one we do not want. I'm removing it from mask. Here I want to have it. I will switch to more harder brush. And that's the point of black and white rough sketch image, that you can do these things and you see it's already start fitting in a way. Like I'm feeling that this part a little bit too contrasty and because of that too visible. So what we can do, again, we will go, maybe this time I will use brighten contrast. Because my goal not to do beautiful art, I'm doing art for myself. So my goal is a little bit different from we want to have contrast very low, brightness a little bit higher, invert mask. Now I will paint it here. I will try to hide this moment. Let's use soft brush a little bit. We see in this case, it's not like looking so ugly as it was before. We still have this not very good looking moment. Yeah, this one looking not very good. We'll do something like that. And maybe we'll use hard brush. If you like this edge, we can try to have it because it's really looking very nice. So let's try to have this edge. So what we can do, let me try object selection. I hope it will not crash because sometimes sadly it's crashing. Okay, it's selected this part, nice, that's exactly what I want. And I will do mask exactly here, and I will try to match this mask with a tone near the right part. So again, I will use curves, just personal. I like curves the most. I've done a clip mask. This way. So you see now it's not looking so like non-organic. It's looking like a part of the black and white. And you can do this with, yeah, let's just hide. So you see, now we have very cool part here and it's created maybe more interesting composition. But that's my main point, that in this case, Midjourney not solving the image for me. It's very, for me, it's very close to using as a photo bashing, but not when you're buying photo pack. You're generating tons of images and like you're taking this piece, you're taking this piece, and as you see, I solved it without lighting because solving this with lighting, which will be much more complicated because you need to fix your saturation, directional light. There are a lot of issues. And also in this sketch, I ignore perspective a little bit, and overall, like, I was placing this perspective, but you will be very careful in the image. You will see some perspective distortion here and there, which are not fitting exactly how it should be. So when I will be doing this in 3D, because I'm doing this concept for myself, it will be some issues related to that. So that's how I done it. Only one thing which is nice to mention, that also I have been like adding like comments for myself that it's possible to place lamps, maybe chains, foliage. I like this idea. And another great part in this image for doing the challenge it's organic random shapes, and only 3 heroic props. So it's egg, it's a altar for egg, and a dragon statue. So rocks, I can sculpt rocks. Waterfalls can be tricky, but overall this image about mood, and it's very manageable. Manageable, it's the most important part for any challenge when you are doing this, and I strongly recommend to check amount of content which you will have to do. So if you're interested, next week I will show you how to do how I will work on blockout, and overall I hope to post progress of this work on my YouTube channel almost every week. We'll see how it will go, because like there are work stuff. But yeah, if you're excited, click subscribe, and I will see you later. I hope it was interesting for you. Next time we will talk about blockout and white box, and I will try to push this environment as far as possible. If you want me to show something specific, feel free to write on Artstation page on this YouTube video in the comments. Click subscribe, and I will see you very soon, and have a good day and make good art. See ya!